you're a woman and you're looking to attract a high value man, then, ooh, this video is for you because I'm going to reveal the 7 things you need to do to attract a high value man. But most importantly, stick around to the end and I'll reveal the top 5 highest paying professions to guarantee he's probably making over $150,000 per year and maybe even more. But look, I understand every woman's looking to better their lifestyle, elevate their lifestyle. And then this video, like I said, I'll reveal the 7 things you need to do to attract a high value man and the careers of where these men are making at least $150,000 a year. All right. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys and women who want to understand them. All right. So if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and a notification button because I'm dropping videos every week. All right, let's get into this video. So first of all, let me define what a high value man is. Okay. There is definitely a monetary, a financial element to this. There has to be. All right. The reality is only 20% of men in North America make over $100,000 a year. So when I think of high value, I think of those rare, small percentage of men, okay, that from a financial standpoint, if we're going to say high value man, that we have to define it as one of the elements is their income. So I'm setting that income as a minimum of $100,000, which is the top 20% of men in North America. Just in case you don't know this, only about 5% make 250,000 per year, and only 1% of men make over $400,000 per year. So if you're looking for millionaires, you are in a very, very small percentile of men, or you're looking for a small percentile of men. So high value man, to define it, number one, the financial part of it, a high value man earns more than $100,000 per year. Second, a high value man takes care of himself physically. Okay. Sure, some people might say, well, a high value man is just about money. I say, nope, it's more than that. A high value man earns more than 6 figures. He takes care of himself physically. He doesn't have to have a six pack, but he takes care of himself. He goes to the gym and he does not have this huge gut, ideally. Okay. Third, he is mature emotionally because there's a lot of men out there that are like little kids. They lose their emotions, they get mad, they get angry, they freak out, they are needy, all this shit. So high value man to me are those 3 components. They earn over 100,000, they take care of themselves physically, and they are emotionally mature. Okay, so getting that out of the way. Now, if you want to attract a high value man, you need to do these 7 things because otherwise it is a huge turnoff. And I was inspired for this section specifically of the video, these 7 things, by another YouTuber named Nastia Swan. Okay, she's a Russian girl, young girl. She comes from, her parents are billionaires. All right, she has a YouTube channel with over 600,000 subscribers. Kudos to her. And her channel is about, makeup and being feminine and dating things too. But she says she only dates high millionaire guys, like closer to billionaires, all right? Whatever. I mean, this is what she says. And hey, she's around this lifestyle a lot because her parents are billionaires. So she was sharing these things from her perspective, from a woman's perspective, young and dating very successful guys. She's dating guys in the 1 percentile, okay? So we got the definition of high value man out of the way, but I'm going to get into the 7 things of what you need to do as a woman if you want to attract a high value man. And like I said, stick around to the end because I'm going to reveal the 5 careers of where these men are, especially they're earning minimum $150,000 in general, okay? Number 1, you need to embrace your femininity, okay? High value men do not like extreme feminists, do not like masculine boss babes and masculine women in general. They don't, okay? So what do I mean by femininity? I'm talking about you take care of your hair, you take care of your nails, you like to wear heels, you have a feminine attitude in terms of you well, I'll get into these other points, but you have a feminine attitude. And last, in terms of being embracing your femininity, is minimal makeup. This might come as a surprise, but most men do not like lots of makeup. They prefer the more natural look. Okay. So that's number one. Number two is you allow him to lead. And this is the problem with a lot of so called boss babes. They can't separate their career, they can't separate their business from bossing people around all day. And that's cool. If that's, you as a woman, you're watching this and you're a career woman, you've got a successful business, that's all cool. But when it comes to relationships, and especially you want a high value man, you need to just step back and allow him to lead. And what I mean by leading is allow him to plan dates, allow him to decide on what you're going to eat. He might ask your opinion, but before he asks your opinion, he might say, hey, I was thinking of this or this. What do you think? Right. And just in general, allowing him to lead, right? So that you can be more in your feminine energy. This is very, very important to a high value man. Okay. Number three, this is kind of obvious, but I want to explain it, is you need to respect him. And I'm going to just talk about this for a minute. I've seen women in relationships in front of me where the guy says something, maybe he's talking too much at a party, whatever, and she rolls her eyes. I have seen Ben Affleck's wife, okay, and he's being interviewed. He's the star. She's not the star. He's the star. He's being interviewed. She's standing beside him and she rolls her eyes. I've seen this many times and I'm thinking, oh man, I don't see this going very far. So when I say respect, I'm talking about things like not rolling your eyes around, like in front of him with around other people, not kicking him under the table when he's talking too much or whatever. And I understand it might be frustrating where he's now getting into a conversation of politics or whatever, but let him do his thing in the moment and talk to him in private afterwards. Okay. This has happened to me, not the politics thing, but where I'm like, no, 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 talking. And my ex-wife, by the way, I was married before 20 years and I'm divorced and I've been single for 4 years and I've been on hundreds of dates, right? Trying to find my way with women and all these things and, find the one. And so my ex-wife used to do this, kick me under the table, and eventually I had to put that to an end. So no kicking under the table, and most importantly, not embarrassing him in front of people, okay? So this is also to do with respect. When I say not embarrassing him, I mean control your alcohol, control whatever it is you're doing. Don't be getting into deep conversations about politics in front of him and embarrassing him in front of people, because believe me, this relationship is going to end very quick, because a high value man does not want to be embarrassed ever, and they want a woman to respect him, especially in public and even in private. Number four, and this is the biggest thing, my takeaway from Nastia, okay? Nastia Swan, the YouTuber who dates billionaires, basically, never ask him for money. Yeah. You might be thinking, wait a minute, she's dating multimillionaires that have the money. She's dating billionaires. Why wouldn't she ask? Nope. That is one of her big secrets in attracting not only high value men, but I'm talking elite of the elite men. All right. Here's an example, quick story. So one time, she's been dating this guy for like a month or something. And he says, hey, I want to pick you up in my private plane. Okay. This is how much money this guy has. And I'd like to take you to this city. I don't know where they went, but they went somewhere exotic, 5-hour plane ride or whatever, because she's in Europe. So it's quick to get to other cities in Europe. Picks her up, takes her to the city, and he says, hey, look, there is a catch though. We're going to stay the week, but the catch is that for the next couple of days, I have meetings all day. I'll be with you in the evenings, but these couple days I have meetings, and I really would prefer not to leave you on your own. But here's my credit card. Buy whatever you want. Buy whatever you need. Make yourself, do whatever you want to do during the day while I'm out, and we will spend the evenings together. He gives her his credit card. She could have gone shopping. She could have bought her lunches, room service, whatever. keep it. Remember, this guy is a multi millionaire, maybe even a billionaire with this private jet. Okay, and guess what? She did not use his card. This is what she said. Believe her or not, I don't know, but she said she never touched his credit card. She used her own money. He came back and he didn't know, right? And weeks later, he checks his credit card statement and he doesn't see anything on his card statement. And he says to her, he's like, "Oh my God, why didn't you use my card? I told you." And she said, "No, no, no. I knew you were busy and I want to respect you and your card. I appreciate the gesture, but no, I'm good. I will spend my own money." And this is the thing she said. She said, after that moment, he started spending money on her. He started doing more and more with her because he was trusting her. He was trusting that she wasn't going to take advantage of him just because he was rich. And this is a big takeaway. And I've experienced the same thing that when I'm dating women and they don't ask me for anything, they don't expect it. I Even if I say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna, I don't, if you like, I can get you an Uber and cover your transportation." They are so grateful. And they've never asked me for anything. And I feel myself, I'm not rich like this other guy, but I feel like myself, and I speak to, I think, most high value men, that when a woman doesn't expect anything, doesn't ask for money, that you just want to spend even more on her. And I agree with Nastia on what she said. And this is one of the key ways that she locks in a high value man. All right. So moving along. Number 5 is you need to be willing to rough it. So what I mean by this is you're okay with getting dirty, right? What if he books a cabin, right? And it's a nice cabin, but it's got an old school fireplace. And you got to bring logs in from outside to put in the fireplace. Well, you as a woman, and I know you might like to do your nails and a little dainty, whatever, but if you are totally cool with going outside and helping them bring the logs inside, ooh, that's a big win, okay? If also you don't mind going to a dive bar once in a while, right? You don't mind eating chicken wings with your fingers. You don't mind getting your fingers dirty. This is what I'm talking about. This is just something, just a little thing that I've noticed that I feel, you know what? She's a keeper because she's willing to do these things and she's not always walking around with and wanting princess treatment and wanting to be this princess and not get dirty at all. So that's number 5. Number 6 is you are helping him save money. Now, this might seem contradictory. So here you are, you're dating a guy who makes a really great income. You Again, I set the bar at 100,000, okay? But whatever the guy's making, this guy has money or he's making good money. But to help him save money, oh, that goes far. Here's some examples. You tell him about discounts. So, for example, let's say he says, "Oh, I'd love to get those shoes for you that you showed me on Instagram that you really love." And she comes back, or you come back to him a week, you say, "Thank you so much. You don't have to." And then you say, "Wait, don't get them right now because Black Friday's coming up after Thanksgiving, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be 40% off." He's going to be so happy that it's not about the money, but it's the fact you're being courteous with his money that goes far. And you bring to his attention, "Hey, the shoes are on 40% off right now. And if you want to get them for me, then hey, you can save 40%." Or you say, "Hey, I know you want to go on this trip and you want to cover my flights, but if we fly out on Saturday instead of Thursday, the flights are only $200 instead of $600." High value man to say it like this. Again, I told you, any man that earns over 100,000, right? That is going to appreciate you looking out for him because a lot of women, they just want to take advantage and just take. So here you are trying to help him save money, and the guy's going to love that. And then last but not least is not having expectations. So when I say not having expectations, I mean if you Don't expect to have princess treatment. You don't expect to go to five-star restaurants. You don't expect to fly first class, okay? The guy is going to like you and even love you more. Thank you so much for watching, and I really want to hear from you ladies in the comments what you think about this. Is this what been your experience? And I also want to hear from the guys watching this and what you think. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.